Today we will discuss how to resolve an airlock in your Bullfrog spa.
Airlocks are common with all brands of spas, so knowing how to resolve the issue is an important tip for every customer to know. What is an airlock? Good question. An airlock forms when a bubble of air collects in the plumbing line and the pump is not able to burp the air out of the plumbing system. So there are a few tricks, and we'll start with the easiest one first. First thing you want to do is go to your spa's topside control, turn on pump 1 to high speed, and then off. You'll want to repeat this a few times to burp the air out by turning the pump on high speed, off, low speed, high speed, off, low speed, high speed, off. That usually resolves it. And you can do the same thing for pump 2 as well. If that fails to burp the air out of the plumbing system, then we'll move to the next step. Some of the tricks to remove an airlock from a hot tub include turning the pump high speed, low speed, off, turn that on and off repeatedly. If that doesn't work, then you can try a trick with a plunger. You can, on a Bullfrog spa, you might be able to remove a jetpack on the side of the spa where the pump is not flowing water and plunge water through the opening at the bottom of the jetpack. You can also try a similar trick with a shop vac through the hole at the bottom of the jetpack and see if that is able to move the bubble of air through the plumbing system. That's all we were really trying to do, is just get that pocket of air to move. Once it moves a little bit, the pump will have a better chance of overcoming the airlock and burp it out of the water. So if the first few tricks to purge an airlock were unsuccessful, now we need to remove the front cabinet panel and get to where the pumps live. Specifically the pump that isn't flowing water. And you'll know the difference by putting your hand on the pump. You can feel if it's moving water or not. Also, you'll see what side of the hot tub is flowing water. But what you'll want to do is now get right to the pump, because that's probably where the problem is. And there are two ways to do it. One is to loosen these pump plugs. And you might be able to do it by hand, but you'll probably need some pliers to loosen these pump plugs. There's 3 of them, and you may or may not have access to all 3. Be careful in the wintertime. These can be very brittle with the frozen temperature, and you put your pliers on there, you can snap that off, and if this breaks, then water will flow endlessly out of the pump. So I would recommend going to the union on the top of the pump. This is the discharge of the pump. And again, you may be able to loosen this if you can get access and get your hands on the union. You may be able to loosen it by hand. Otherwise, use a filter wrench or a set of plumber's pliers and gently loosen that. Do not disconnect it, just loosen it. You might even hear the air hissing out once you loosen it and jiggle it a little bit. After water starts to drip out, go ahead and tighten it back up. It's okay to have some water inside of the equipment area. It's actually designed to handle that.